There's a whisper in the air. Gemini, a voice calling you toward a new chapter. It says, "Don't run from the storm, become it." That's the key for your reading today. Transformation doesn't always come softly. It often arrives as thunder. And this week, the universe is about to strike lightning into your path, not to destroy, but to awaken what's been asleep inside you. Stay until the end, because there's a turning point here that will change the way you see what's been holding you back. The first card that rises is the Magician. It's you, Gemini, at your most powerful. Hands open, mind clear, ready to manifest. But this time, the Magician doesn't appear to remind you of your power. It appears to test it. You've been manifesting in silence, asking the universe for change. Yet half of you doubts it's possible. This card says, the tools are already in your hands. Air, fire, water, earth, all yours. You've been speaking wishes, but now it's time to command them. No more hoping. Now you direct your own destiny. The second card floats up, the Nine of Swords. A shadow of sleepless thoughts, restless nights, fears that whisper, what if? The doubts you tried to silence are now showing their faces. But here's the truth, Gemini, you are not being punished by your mind. You're being purified by it. Every anxious thought is revealing what still needs healing. Don't run from your shadows. Talk to them. They are the echoes of your old self, trying to survive in a new life that's no longer theirs. As the third card turns, the energy shifts. The star. Hope, healing, divine guidance. The star rises after chaos, the calm after the storm. It tells me that a wish you made long ago is finally taking form. But it didn't come when you wanted because you weren't ready to believe in your own worth. Now you are. The star says, you don't chase miracles, you become one. This is your moment to realign with faith, not blind faith, but the faith built from scars that already proved your resilience. The fourth card emerges, the Two of Pentacles, the dance of balance. You've been juggling between your old identity and the new one you're building, between pleasing others and honoring yourself. This card tells you that balance isn't about doing everything. It's about choosing what truly deserves your energy. The universe is saying, stop trying to keep every ball in the air. Let the unnecessary ones drop. Because the one thing meant for you will never fall. And now, the fifth card, the Tower. The shift, the collapse, the shockwave. But before you panic, listen closely. This tower isn't destruction, it's revelation. Something that's been standing in your life, maybe a belief, a job, or a relationship, was built on shaky ground. The tower falls so truth can rebuild stronger. You might lose something that felt essential, but soon you'll realize it was only weight keeping your wings from opening. The tower says, what crumbles now clears the path for your real power. This is where the reading deepens, Gemini. Because right after the tower, there's silence, the kind that feels like standing in the smoke after lightning. And in that silence, your own voice becomes louder. You start remembering what you once dreamed of before the world told you to settle. The cards so far are not random. They form a mirror. The Magician, your power. The Nine of Swords, your fear. The Star, your faith. The Two of Pentacles, your choices. And the Tower, your release. Together, they whisper a truth. You are not breaking down. You are being rebuilt. And as the smoke clears, your inner light begins to flicker again. You realize something. What you thought was an ending is actually an initiation. The universe is recalibrating your timeline. You're being asked to stop asking when and start asking what now. Because right now, the shift has already begun. Your energy this week is like a phoenix right before the rise. Wings burned, heart open, but eyes glowing with determination. There's no going back to the old vibration. You've already outgrown it. The tower has made sure of that. You'll notice signs in threes. 3 songs, 3 calls, 3 repeated numbers. They're not coincidences. They're confirmations. The universe is aligning events like dominoes, waiting for your decision to tip the first one. So here's your moment. Gemini, This is where destiny asks you to choose not from fear, but from freedom. When the tower clears the old, the magician rebuilds the new. And if you felt the universe testing you lately, losses, misunderstandings, delays, it's because the energy is reorganizing itself in your favor. You were never being rejected. You were being redirected towards something that will recognize your light. At the midpoint of this journey, something inside you snaps, not in pain but in awakening. You suddenly see that every fall was guiding you here. Every sleepless night under the Nine of Swords was simply a rehearsal for the star's rebirth. And that is why you're being called to trust again, to believe again, to rebuild again. Because the key phrase for your reading is simple. Don't run from the storm, become it. When the smoke clears after the tower, Gemini, you stand there, barefoot, heart trembling, but strangely lighter. You've lost what you thought you needed, but somehow you can breathe again. And that's when the sixth card reveals itself, the Fool, a card of beginnings, innocence, and pure trust. The Fool arrives not to remind you of your past, but to erase it. This is the moment when you realize that freedom doesn't come from knowing everything. It comes from finally letting go. The Fool tells you that you don't need a perfect plan. You just need courage. The first step may feel uncertain, but the ground beneath you forms only when you move. This is the rebirth after the storm. You are stepping into a new cycle, lighter, brighter, and untamed. The universe is whispering, "Leap and I will catch you." Then the seventh card appears, the Queen of Cups. She's emotion in its purest form, intuition, healing, and deep compassion. This card speaks to the gentle strength you've been rediscovering. After so much chaos, you are now reconnecting with your heart. The Queen of Cups asks you to trust your inner voice more than the noise around you. She says, "Your emotions are not weakness, they are navigation." Lately, you've been trying to analyze everything. Why things happened, who hurt you, what you should do next. But this Queen reminds you, logic won't open the doors meant for your spirit. Intuition will. She tells you to listen to the small pulls, the urge to call someone, to write something, to change direction. That's not coincidence. That's your soul remembering its path. And as her calm fills the air, the eighth card rises, the Wheel of Fortune. Now the tempo quickens, destiny moves. The energy begins to spiral, faster, louder. The wheel turns in your favor, but not randomly. It turns because you finally surrender control. When you release the illusion that you had to hold everything together, the universe finally had space to move for you. This card is divine timing at work. The people, opportunities, and breakthroughs that felt delayed are suddenly circling back. The wheel says, what's meant for you can't be missed. It can only be postponed until you're ready. And Gemini, you are ready now. Notice this. Things that were stuck begin to shift. Calls returned, doors reopening, ideas blooming. The wheel brings movement after stagnation. But remember, fortune favors the brave. You must act when opportunity arrives, even if fear whispers, not yet. Because destiny doesn't wait, it dances. And now you must keep rhythm. Then comes the ninth card, the Sun. Pure light, clarity, joy. The sun doesn't just warm, it reveals. After all the shadows of the tower and the doubts of the Nine of Swords, the sun breaks through and says, you survived the night, now step into morning. This is the moment where your effort begins to show visible results. You'll feel energy returning to your body, ideas illuminating your mind, love re-entering your orbit. The sun tells you it wasn't for nothing. Every tear, every silence, every breakdown, it was building this glow. If you've been waiting for a sign that happiness is not lost, this is it. The sun is not a maybe, it's a promise. It says, the worst is behind you and the best is within reach. But then the energy stills. The cards hum, as if the reading itself is holding its breath. Because the 10th and final card slides into view, and it's one that changes everything. Judgment. Judgment. The Great Awakening. The moment when all your past versions rise, not to haunt you, but to applaud you. This is the card of rebirth, of hearing your higher calling. It's that deep inner voice that says, enough, it's time. Judgment doesn't ask for perfection, it asks for truth. It says you are no longer who you were, and it's time to live like it. This card marks the end of karmic cycles, the closure of long-standing lessons. You've outgrown the chapters that once defined you, and now the universe demands a new declaration of self. This is the climax, Gemini. The moment you understand why everything had to fall apart. The tower cleared the ground. The fool stepped into freedom. The wheel brought destiny back into motion. The sun lit the path. And now, judgment opens the gates to your higher purpose. Listen to me carefully now. You're not in the same vibration you were months ago. You have crossed a threshold. The universe no longer speaks to you in obstacles. It speaks to you in invitations. But you must answer. And this is where the first phrase returns, the key that started your reading. Don't run from the storm, become it. Now you see it wasn't just poetic. It was prophecy, because you did become the storm, unpredictable, powerful, unstoppable. And through it, you washed away every illusion that ever told you were small. Now the sky is clear, the air is electric, and your next chapter is waiting for your first step. But the cards lean in one last time with a whisper only you can hear. You are the light that survived its own thunder. That's why the wheel turned. That's why the sun rose. That's why judgment called your name. You are being guided toward a version of yourself that no longer hides behind hesitation. The magician, the fool, and the sun, they all live within you now, forming a trinity of creation, courage, and joy. Your lesson was never about control. It was always about surrender. Because the moment you stopped fighting what was falling, you started attracting what was meant to stay. And now, Gemini, it's your turn to rise not just as a survivor, but as a creator. So when the world feels uncertain, repeat this to yourself. I am the storm and the sunrise after. I am the silence between endings and beginnings. I am not waiting for my destiny, I'm building it. Because you are. And that's why the universe is aligning everything right now to match your new vibration. People, places, opportunities, they're coming to meet you where your energy now stands. You have crossed the threshold of old fears and entered the realm of divine timing. Now take this light, this clarity, this rebirth, and walk forward. Because the next chapter doesn't start with a miracle, Gemini. It starts with you. And now, Gemini, you stand at the threshold of something sacred. The cards have spoken, but what they've revealed goes beyond symbols. It's a mirror of your rebirth. The storm is over, but its echoes still hum in your chest like thunder made of memory. You feel it, don't you? That trembling energy inside you that knows something is about to begin. That's not fear. That's power remembering its name. You've walked through darkness, rebuilt from the ashes of the tower, leapt into the unknown with the fool, and found your light again under the sun. And now, judgment calls you not to start over, but to rise higher. Let's go deeper. Because the story the cards tell doesn't end with light, it expands through it. You are in the integration phase, where every lesson becomes wisdom. You're learning that every heartbreak taught you compassion. Every rejection redirected you toward truth, and every delay prepared you for divine timing. The universe didn't forget you, Gemini. It was preparing the stage for your next act. And here's what's coming. Clarity. Over the next cycle, you'll begin to see patterns dissolving. Things that used to drain you will lose power, people who don't align will fade quietly, and paths that once confused you will suddenly make perfect sense. You'll realize how much energy you wasted on proving your worth to those who were never meant to understand it. Because now, your energy speaks louder than your words. You are entering a timeline where authenticity becomes your magnet. And here's the twist the cards reveal beneath the surface. This isn't just about personal healing. This is about your purpose. Something inside you is ready to be shared with the world. A gift, a message, a creation. The magician didn't appear at the beginning by accident. It appeared because this entire reading was a preparation for your voice to rise. There's a moment coming, very soon, when life will present you with a choice that feels small but carries enormous weight. It could be an invitation, a call, a new project, a person appearing out of nowhere. But behind that door is the destiny that the Wheel of Fortune promised. You'll know it by how your heart reacts, not with fear, but with recognition. And when that moment arrives, remember this: do not hesitate. The universe rewards motion, not doubt. You've already done the inner work. Now it's time to show the outer world what that transformation looks like. You see, Gemini, your sign carries the duality of air, light and shadow, logic and intuition, chaos and clarity. But what the cards show is that you've reached a rare balance. You've merged both twins into one whole self, no longer split between the old and new. You've become the bridge between who you were and who you're becoming. And that's your true power: integration, wholeness, alignment. Now, let's revisit the essence of this journey. The magician opened your power. The Nine of Swords showed you your shadow. The Star reminded you of faith. The Two of Pentacles asked for balance. The Tower cleared the false. The Fool rebirthed your courage. The Queen of Cups reconnected your heart. The Wheel turned destiny. The Sun revealed joy. And Judgment crowned you with awakening. 10 cards, 10 steps of evolution. This is not a coincidence. It's a divine sequence. The story isn't just about a reading. It's about remembering that the universe never takes without giving. Every loss that once broke you is actually creating the space for the abundance that's about to enter. So if you've been waiting for a sign to trust again, to love again, to start again, this is it. Because here's the truth the cards are whispering now: you were never lost. You were being rerouted toward the version of yourself that could finally handle what you prayed for. You are ready, Gemini. The universe wouldn't bring you this far to leave you halfway. Now breathe in deeply. Feel how the air itself bends around you, charged with new possibility. You are magnetizing everything that aligns with your vibration. Love that feels like peace, success that feels like purpose, and abundance that feels deserved. But the cards also give a gentle warning. Don't go back to old versions of yourself out of nostalgia or guilt. You can't shrink into places your light has already outgrown. The people who truly love you will rise to meet you at your new frequency. The rest will simply drift away. Let them. Because what's ahead of you is too big to carry old weight. And that's where the final message arrives, not from the cards, but from the silence after them. It's the voice of your higher self saying, I forgive the past. I trust the present. I welcome the future. This is your new mantra, Gemini. Say it when doubt tries to return. Say it when the world tests your faith again. Because the cycle you've just completed is not the end, it's a portal. Now the universe asks you one thing. Step through it. This is your call to action. Move forward without fear. Share your truth without apology. Begin that project, send that message, take that risk. You are supported. The universe is already one step ahead, waiting for you to arrive. Remember, what's meant for you is not hiding, it's orbiting closer, drawn by the frequency of your belief. So speak your desires aloud. Write them. Feel them, claim them, because everything starts to manifest the moment you decide you are worthy of receiving it. And you are. Gemini, this is your awakening. Not the kind that whispers, but the kind that roars. You are the storm and the sunrise, the chaos and the calm, the question and the answer. You've outgrown survival. Now it's time to thrive. So lift your chin, straighten your energy, and step into the day knowing that the universe is not testing you anymore. It's trusting you. You've earned this light. You've earned this peace. And from this moment on, nothing will ever be the same again. Because the old chapter ended with silence. But this new one, It begins with your voice saying, I am ready.